Okay, so in previous lecture we discussed about the uh, manufacturing process or the flow diagram of cotton textile millers. Basically, it is divided into two operations. The first one is a dry operation, and next one is wet operation or waste producing operations. That is the slashing, weaving, then desicing, bleaching, mercerizing, and dyeing and printing and finishing. Okay, so this operation, which slashing, where yarn is strengthened by loading it with the starch and other sizing substances. Weaving, so after slashing, yarn goes for weaving and prepared cloth now required. Scoring and desizing. So scoring and desizing to remove the natural impurities and slashing compounds. So enzymes are used in India to hydrolyze starch. So acid may also be used for this purpose. Then bleaching. So in bleaching, can use oxidizing chemical like peroxide and hypochlorite, and these remove the natural coloring materials, and this section contributes at 10% of the total pollution load. Then mercerizing, which consists of passing of clothes through the 20% of caustic soda solution. Okay, and this all process which improves the strength, elasticity, luster, and dye affinity. The next one is a dyeing. So it may be done in various ways and using different types of dyes and auxiliary chemicals like white dyes, then developing dyes, then naphthol dyes, sulfur dyes, basic dyes, and direct dyes. Okay. So white dyes, which required caustic soda and sodium hydrosulfide to reduce dye into a soluble form. It is oxidized after a fabric is being impregnated with it by oxidizing agent like peroxide and chromate. Sulfur dyes, which reduce by sodium sulfide and oxidized by chromate. Indigo dyes are also similar to white dyes but require only air oxidation. Then naphthol dyeing and then developing dyes. Okay, so these are different types of dyes. So color from dyes vary widely. Dye is not usually toxic. Then dyes aesthetically objectionable when they impart color in drinking water supply. So this is about the operation of drying. Okay, so next one is chemical includes starch, then natural and synthetic waxes and synthetic resin. So composite waste from an integrated cotton textile mill waste may include following organic and inorganic substances like starch, then sodium hydroxide, then carboxymethyl cellulose, then detergent, then peroxides, then hypochlorites, dyes and pigments, sodium gums, waxes, sulfide, sulfate, and soaps. So these are some organic and inorganic substances which present into the waste of the cotton mill waste. Okay. So organic load like pollutants and which major chemical type, that is starch, enzymes, fat, grease, and waxes, and which comes from the process of desicing, bleaching, and dyeing. Next one is a color. So color which comes from the dyes and wool impurities, that is basically the main process of origin, that is dyeing. The nutrients like ammonium salts, okay, and which also from the operation of dyeing. pH and salt effect, that is NaOH. Major chemical which present, that is organic acid, NaOH, sodium chloride, silicate, and carbonates, and which comes from the origin of the scoring, desicing, bleaching, mercerizing, and dyeing operation. Next, the pollutant is sulfur and major chemical type, that is sulfate, sulfide, sulfuric acid, and which comes from the process of the dyeing. Next, toxicant, that is heavy metals, reducing agent, oxidizing agent, peroxide, dichromate, which comes from the main process of origin, that is desicing, bleaching, dyeing, and finishing. Okay, so these are some of the various pollutants and the major chemical type and main process of origin. Okay, the next one is the characteristics of the cotton textile mill waste. So pH is normally vary from the 9 to 10.5. The alkalinity which vary from up to 600 mg per liter. Okay, so this is what cotton textile mill waste. So pH vary from 9.8 to 11.8. Total alkalinity vary from 1735 mg per liter. BOD vary from 760 mg per liter. COD 1418 mg per liter. Total solid 6170 mg per liter, and total chromium 12.5 mg per liter. So these are the characteristics or the composition of cotton textile mill waste. Okay, so what is effect of cotton textile mill waste on receiving water bodies or receiving streams? So crude waste, when discharged into the stream, cause rapid depletion of DO. Dissolved oxygen going to be depleted rapidly. The next condition aggravates due to settlement of suspended substances. Then subsequent decomposition of deposited sludges in anaerobic condition occurs. Then alkalinity and toxic substances like sulfides, chromium affects the aquatic life. Next, they also interfere with the biological treatment process. Some of the dyes are toxic. Color often renders the water unfit for the use of some industrial purposes in the downstream side. And presence of sulfides makes waste corrosive, particularly in for the concrete structure. So these are some of the effect of cotton textile mill waste on a receiving stream. Okay. So first one is unhealthy for the concrete structure, then unfit for the use of some industrial purpose. Next, which consists of dye, which are the toxic, then also which interferes in the biological treatment process. And then it is alkalinity or highly alkaline water and toxic substances like chromium and sulfide, which affect the aquatic life. Okay, and also the deposition of deposited sludge, which leads anaerobic conditions, and the settlement of suspended solid, and the depletion of dissolved oxygen. So these are the very harmful effect of the waste on receiving stream walls. The next one is treatment of cotton textile mill waste. So no treatment plant should be planned without giving serious consideration of reduction of waste volume and strength. So through process, chemical substitution, chemical and grease recovery, and recycling of water. So caustic recovery from the curing and mercerizing waste using dialyzer reduce pollution load to a great extent. The remaining pollution load of waste dealt with operation like segregation, equalization, neutralization, chemical precipitation, chemical oxidation, and biological oxidation. So these are the various processes which carried out. That is the chemical precipitation, neutralization, equalization, and chemical oxidation for the treatment of the waste. Okay. So several chemicals used to reduce the BOD by chemical coagulation. So these are alum, then ferrous sulfate, then ferric sulfate, then ferric chloride, then lime or H2SO4 used to adjust the pH in the process. Okay. So if it is high pH, we can use acid like H2SO4, and if it is low pH, in that case we can add a lime to adjust the pH in this process of the equalization and neutralization. Next, CaCl2 found to be effective in treating the wool scoring waste. Next, the biological treatment of scoring waste without any pre-treatment is found difficult. Then dye waste may be treated economically by biological methods with prior equalization, neutralization, and chemical oxidation for certain waste. Okay, so a biological method also you can use for the treatment of that waste. Okay, so the equalization before the so with prior equalization, neutralization, chemical oxidation is required. This is what the treatment process for the treatment of the cotton textile mill waste. Okay, so flow diagram for the treatment of cotton textile mill waste. The first one is the raw waste. So after the production of the cotton, so the raw waste which comes or entered into the treatment process. Okay, so the first one is the equalization tank. So as we know, the equalization process, it is to make the less variable quality of effluent. Okay, so allow the water settle into the equalization basin. Okay, so equalization tank, which is used for the process of equalization. Next one is the neutralization tank. So neutralization tank, which is used for the neutralizing the pH. Okay, so if it is acidic pH, we can add alkali, and if it is alkaline wastewater, then we can add acid. Okay, so here we can add H2S4 as it is alkaline wastewater, and then after that we can maintain the pH. The next one is NaSO4 3, that is coagulant. We can add to the coagulation tank for the removal of suspended and colloidal solid. Okay, so whatever that coagulated precipitate, that we can settle in the settling tank. Okay, so in settling tank, whatever that sludge deposited, that sludge sent to the sludge drying beds. And the next biological treatment method which is used, that is high rate trickling filter. Okay, so for removal of BOD from that waste, we can use the trickling filter, that is the conventional biological treatment method, that is the high rate trickling filter for the removal of BOD and COD from that wastewater. Okay, so after the trickling filter treatment, we can use the secondary settling tank, where we get treated effluent, and whatever that sludge is removed from that secondary settling tank, it's sent to the sludge drying bed. And finally that effluent, which is used for the irrigation purpose, or either recycling of that effluent, or either disposal of that effluent. And some of the effluent which recycle in trickling filter to maintain MLSS concentration. So these are the different treatment process which are used in the treatment of cotton textile mill waste, and this is the flow diagram for the treatment of cotton textile mill waste. Yes, so this about the cotton textile mill waste, that is the different dry operations and wet operation, and the characteristics of the waste we generated from the cotton textile mill waste. And these are some other treatment methods which are used for the treatment of cotton textile mill waste.